there, Internet. Today, I thought I would bring you another rundown of one of my handmade costumes. Last time, it was Skylove Zelda from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Today, I'm bringing you Wizard Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. Now, it may seem a little complex to beginner seamstresses, but don't be fooled. It's really not that difficult. I'm gonna break everything down and tell you exactly how I made everything, what it's made out of, what techniques I used, and how you can make it yourself. With all that being said, let's get started. The entire jacket is made up of broadcloth, which is a mixed cotton fabric, super cheap, and is almost always on sale at any of your local fabric stores. Let's start off with the base of the jacket, which is of course the quilted pattern. For this, I simply cut out diamonds on the blue fabric, with the dimensions being shown on the screen now. I then attached the blue diamonds to the base pink fabric using applique. It's the same technique that I went over in my Legend of Zelda cosplay tutorial. I then went around each edge of the diamonds with a simple zigzag stitch to kind of mimic a satin stitch to give it a cleaner, crisper look. I secured all of the blue diamonds on the pink fabric before cutting out any patterned pieces. Trust me, it'll make things a lot easier in the long run. For the pattern itself, I just based it off of a vest that I already owned. I just kind of tweaked the measurements here or there a little bit to make it bigger because Howl's jacket is big on him. It's supposed to be a little bit baggy. The yellow trim on the jacket, where normally a zipper would go, that is simply just bias tape. I actually had to make my own bias tape for this jacket. The original color yellow that I was going to use actually looked a little bit too gold and a little bit too metallic-y for what I was going for, so I ended up just purchasing some cheap yellow broadcloth again and just making my own bias tape. The sleeve pattern I based off of a pattern I already owned. I just again tweaked the measurements to make it much bigger and much looser. The cuffs I assembled separately from the actual sleeve. It's a separate piece where I just did the two strips of the yellow broadcloth with the white broadcloth. And then attached it to the bottom of the sleeve, making sure that the proportions fit correctly, again with the length of the jacket. The sleeves on Howl's jacket are supposed to be oversized. They're supposed to be baggy along with the rest of the jacket, and they're actually supposed to be about an inch longer than the bottom hem of the jacket itself. So make sure that when you are patterning the sleeves that you account for the fact that they are supposed to be longer than the actual jacket. The shirt is just your stereotypical peasant blouse. It is made from white cotton, nothing super fancy. The pattern I used, I just based off of a long sleeve shirt that I already owned and then tweaked the measurements to make it a couple sizes bigger than the shirt actually was. The yoke on this shirt is actually not a yoke at all. The shirt is all one piece in the front, and then I used this lace fringe to kind of fake the look of a yoke. So much simpler than trying to make a separate pieced yoke shirt if you've never made a shirt with a yoke before. On to the jewelry. The necklace was actually super easy to make. I simply went with a teardropped plastic gem that I found at my local hobby store and I spray painted it with this transparent blue enamel spray paint. And added a little red bead at the top tip of the blue teardrop. I then attached it to a gold chain that I purchased at the same hobby store in the jewelry section. I made the earrings the very same way. I went with a preformed plastic jewel that I found at the same hobby store and just slid it onto an end pin, which you use to make dangly earrings. I then added the same little red bead at the tip and then attached the end pin to a golden studded earring post. There! That was a basic run-through breakdown of my Howl cosplay from Howl's Moving Castle. If you learned anything from this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more cosplay and anime-related content. Bye!